Hey everyone, it's December 9th, 2022, and welcome to another Open Cluster Management Community Meetings. Today, Shujao is going to walk us through the code coverage using Codecov. Shujao, without any delays, please take it away. Thank you.
Yeah, let me share my screen. Okay. Okay. Hello everyone. Today I want to introduce you a tool to do code coverage analyze, Codecov. And I will show you with a demo of how to enable it in a repo to help us improve code quality without blocking contributors. So this demo, I'm using a pull request of my forked cluster proxy repo. I will show three major features of Codecov and compare it with another tool, Sonar Cloud, to show the advantages of Codecov. Okay, the first feature here is a better UI with more information. So as a contributor, I want to see how my pull request will affect the code coverage. You can see here, Codecov provides us a GitHub declaration in the pull request page. And you can see it contains more detailed information than Sonar Cloud. It has the addition details and impact films, but in Sonar Cloud it only have coverage information. And compare with Sonar Cloud, the Codecov information is more focused. It doesn't contain information of security and code smells. Those kind of information might be disruptive to some contributors because for me, I find some suggestions in Sonar Cloud of Go language doesn't make sense. Okay. The second feature is Codecov allows us to observe code coverage changes in a fine grain. You can see also in this example, on the top, there is an overall code coverage. But here, with different flag, we can see code coverage in E2E, code coverage in integration test, and code coverage in unit test. So I think this is valuable because we have used the integration test and end-to-end test heavily in our projects. And it's great to have some metrics to represent their quality. But in Sonar Cloud, there's only one metrics to observe. Okay. Okay, here's a link of flags. It's a document of this feature in Codecov. The third feature, and I think it's the most important one, is a dynamic gate, which means no matter what the initial coverage is, it could be pretty high, like 80%, or pretty low, like only 10%. No matter what initial code coverage number is, as long as a pull request maintains or rise the current coverage, it's good to merge. This feature is in Codecov. It called it auto target. So if you set the target to auto, it can behave like what I mentioned. But in Sonar Cloud, the Sonar Cloud only provides a fixed gate. So we have to set a fixed number or percentage as a gate. This is what we concerned about before, that would be unfriendly to new contributors. Okay, I guess, yeah, that's all three features. I think, yeah, here I'm also want to hear some ideas of what the next step would be. If this approach is okay to us, I think we can plan a task to apply Codecov in to more repos in a later release. If there are requirements that doesn't mention here, we can still do further research based on this. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Shujao. Can you talk a little bit about the onboarding process? How easy it is to add Codecov to a repo?
Yeah. I think in this cluster proxy repo, well, I think the link, the PR link is also listed in this slide. It requires 4 films changes. And it also requires the org owner to enable it in Codecov. Maybe, well, it requires two special films. The Codecov configuration. In our case, I think we all set it to auto. It's okay. And also end a git action after every test job, like I did in this PR. And also in the make film, we need to expose the test result with a code coverage, with a cover profile flag. That's all. I think that's all we need to do.
That's great. Thank you. I understand that. It does seems pretty straightforward.
Hi, I had a couple of questions. While we're at this diff page, there is the secret in this GitHub Actions, the Codecov upload token. Is this, will we need that individually per repo? Who will own that token?
Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, from the Codecov document, it said if this is a public repo, the token is not necessary, so we can ignore this line. But I find in some practice, like in some OpenShift repo, they are also using the Codecov. They said they still set this token. Maybe set token will gain some benefits, but from the official document, this token is not necessary for public repos.
Got it. Thank you. The other question I had was in the pull request in the conversation for the comment from Codecov. I suppose we can't look at it now since there isn't a full report, but if you click the view full report at Codecov, I'd be curious to see what that starts to show once there is a base commit that it's comparing against.
Yeah. Sure. Well, maybe in my example, it's the first command, so it will miss some information. But I think I can show you with other peers in OpenShift. So like this one in assistant service. Okay. That's okay. Yeah, here it will list the impact films with film details. If I click the film, yeah.
That's very nice. So like that it goes into detail on a per file level.
Yes.
Which we just see the number of files in the additional details comment. Thank you for moving over to this to show that.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, why there's one, this one has a base commit, but there's someone it doesn't. There are any,
Well,
I mean, in the
sorry.
assisted installer repo, like you can see some commit up here that has this information, but some are not.
I think some of this is not submit by actual users. So
Oh,
this may be yeah. This may be a routine check or
okay.
something like that. Yeah, sure. I will do further research on how how OpenShift use it, and maybe they have some recommended way to or best practices we can learn from it.
So there are any other helpful configurations that we should set in addition to the strategy for the coverage, like auto?
Well, they have a threshold. I think it's also a contributor-friendly configuration. Yeah, it also lists here like threshold. If threshold is 1%, actually it can allow the code coverage decreased 1%. But well, the all these three features is what I got in my mind. What is necessary, but if we have other requirements, I think you can commit here, and I will do a further research.
Yeah, I think one of the scenario I want to check is about whether when the coverage is reduced, what information will be shown on the PR. Is that do we need to add the check as required so it will block the merge, and what information will be shown as a comment on the PR?
Oh, got it. Okay, maybe I need to. I can modify this example later, or I can find an example from OpenShift repos. but now, sorry, I don't have an example of how it block appear.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Shujao. Are there any other questions or comments regarding this code coverage? I think this is the only topic on the agenda. Q Chang, do you have any other topics that you want to discuss?
Hi, Mike. I have an issue I want to discuss here. Sorry, I forgot to add this to the agenda, but I will go through this quickly.
Thank you. Take your time.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I don't have permission to share my screen, so I must have to rejoin the meeting. But I will post the issue here, so when I quit, you can have a look at. Wait with me a minute. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Hi, Mike, can you hear me?
Hello. Yep, we can hear you. You can go
Oh,
ahead and share, or we can just go off my screen. Up to you.
you please share it for me. I just cannot
Yep.
share. Okay, about this one, I think now in the API repo we generate two version CRD for the Klusterlet API. One is the version 1, and another is V1 Alpha 1. And the V1 Alpha 1 Klusterlet CRD I think is invalid because there's an default setting in the Klusterlet CRD, and you can click the Klusterlet CRD link, and yeah, there's a default setting for the feature gate. Yeah, but when we apply this to Kubernetes cluster, which version is less than Windows 16, it will fail. Yeah, because it's not supported the default setting. So I propose an PR to fix this one, to remove the default setting for the Klusterlet API and make it required. But this, I think, is a little dangerous, so we want to have a discuss here. Yeah. And could you back to the issue? Yeah, like here, if the user now using the Klusterlet API like this, if it set the feature and mode value, if the mode is set, it will not be impacted. But if the node was not set, I think after this change, maybe it will be impacted. But also Klusterlet applied was applied in the cluster. I think all this Klusterlet will not be impacted because they must have already had the mode field. Since the mode field has a default value disabled, so
Is there a particular version of Kubernetes, minimum version we're aiming to support?
so this is also what I want to ask. And when can we stop supporting the Kubernetes version less than 1.6.1? You know, in other words, it's the OCP 3.11, right?
But before we get to that, like, is it not possible to, okay, say if the value is not there on the CRD, can we not use some code in the backend to either fill it in or handle it properly?
You mean we generate the CRD first, then then there's a script to remove the unsupported field, like the default, right? Or
No, maybe I'm not understanding the problem. I was just thinking in the whatever controller that's using the CRD. Like if we don't see that, if we don't see this field, we'll just act like whatever the behavior that you wanted.
um,
Yeah, I think we can not mutate it. Like it's a one that should be installed by the OLM, right? The Klusterlet CRD.
I see.
So once possible way that, but as Max suggested, one possible way, if we want to support it in class ADM on the version lower than 116, we could patch the CRD in the class ADM when the version is lower than 116. So in that way, when the when the Kubernetes version is lower than 116, when the class ADM is running the join command, we just remove the default field before apply the CRD.
okay. But why don't
That-
we just remove the default field in the API repo, the CRD YAML generated from the API repo, right? I'm thinking about that.
Because I thought like going forward, it's okay to have this value, right? It's just backward compatibility. Like if we want to hack something, then it's probably better to hack for the older release. I'm just thinking. I'm not sure. I still don't really get what's going on. But I think it's good to just leave it. If it's going forward, there's not going to be an issue. And this feature gate, this mode, is this something we introduced recently, or it has always been there since we added it?
It's introduced in the last release, I think. Uh,
So it's been a problem for a while, right? So it's been how many months? 6, 7 months?
yeah.
Yeah, I I vote that we keep it and work around it for now, because it's how when yeah, because we just discovered these issues and it's been okay for a while. So we might who reported this issue? Is it from a community or from a production user?
It's from ASM.
I see, I see. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we can keep as is. I mean, so from the usage, it seems like there's not much, not there's not much usage on using the Klusterlet on a version lower than 116, and we could provide a workaround for cluster under 116, under 116. I think one thing that we need to recheck the document about is whether we have any saying on the document saying the Klusterlet can be run on under 116. If that is true, we might need to update the document on that.
So the hub cluster, so the version, I think it's right here. The hub needs to be. Yep, I guess we don't really say. I think this is the closest as to the versioning requirements we have. Oh, right here. The managed cluster should be 1.11 plus.
Yeah. So when can we stop supporting the version less than 116? Do you know that?
I would say that we put a call out on the Slack saying that because of the default CRD version, we plan to set the support version of Spoke cluster to higher than 116 and see if there is any objection on that.
Any other comments regarding this issue? Hello? Zhujiang, do you want to say something? Sorry.
No, thank you.
Thank you for bringing that up, Zhujiang. Are there any other additional comments, feedback? Kujang, do you have any other topics that you want to share?
No. Thank you.
If not, thank you everyone for joining. Have a nice day. Take care.
Right.